Howdy, everyone. It's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So today I figured I would just talk about another horror movie because I like spooky movies, obviously. So this is my way, I guess, in some ways, make an excuse to talk about horror films. It's a slasher film titled Thanksgiving. So yeah, I just figured I'd just go out and just watch this, obviously, because I wanted to find some sort of reason to talk about the genre. I guess more specifically the slasher genre, I suppose, because I haven't spoken about a decent slasher film in a good while. Speaking of a good while, I haven't really talked about Thanksgiving movies. I think the last one I've done was the sequel to Addams Family. That was about it when it comes to Thanksgiving movies. And I think that was about it, really. I haven't reviewed hardly anything of this genre of film, seasonal genre, even call it. I guess so. Yeah, I went to the movie theater and just yeah, I went to watch it. Of course, because it's not just. I guess I do two things here: talking about Thanksgiving and a slasher film, because I haven't talked about these things that much, especially Thanksgiving stuff. Yeah, when I went to the theater, I found this big old fucking thing here. I guess for whatever reason, I guess it's there. And it was kind of weird. This big old fucking thing. But okay, whatever. Anyway, so I just got the ticket and whatnot. Got some popcorn, of course, and whatnot. Just, just come in here and whatnot. And obviously, yeah, right before I went in there, I went to the popcorn thing here and just gave it some extra butter because that's what I do. Yeah, no, it's not exactly super healthy for you. I just a little bit won't hurt you, I suppose. So I finally went to see it, and of course, like always, let's get into the plot, shall we? So here we go. Obviously, as you can tell from the trailers themselves, of course, there's going to be like Thanksgiving themed slasher type thing. You see this dude with his mask going around killing a bunch of folks, and the young people are young, obviously. And people are going to go one after another as they die off or whatever. That kind of thing is there, of course, but it's just the director's own way of trying to just add his own style to it, of course. But yeah, the thing is that this entire thing just pretty much started off because it was this grand opening of this store. And if obviously, kind of like, how do I put this? We all know how Black Friday can be. Black Friday can be pretty crazy. How like a certain store like Walmart, Kmart, or what or Target, whatever store may have like a certain discounted prices, like special deals or whatever on a certain time of year. It's kind of like that. How those things can be really chaotic. I'm pretty sure a lot of you heard stories where people just go crazy over these kinds of stuff. And this whole thing started off with that. And I think I fast forward like a year after, and coincidentally enough, this had occurred. This crazy thing had occurred, and Thanksgiving. And yes, it involves deaths at that time. That, like I said, fast forwards a year, and then somebody's out for revenge. It's kind of like a revenge story kind of a thing. And then there's the serial killer doing all the killing, and somehow all this connected. Yeah, we see these students from a high school. Those whole bit with the sports, this whole thing with sports as a part of it, and the police department. I'm trying to find a thing like who's the serial killer, who's doing what, why is this going on, and then the whole town is terrified as to why this would even be a thing, but it is a thing for whatever reason, I suppose. But yeah, and that's like the general thing. I had some popcorn left over here, folks. And I mean, I know it sounds like I'm glancing over some stuff because it was like the whole thing with this cheerleader, and then there's this whole bit where the police trying to set up some kind of trap and whatnot. There's a whole thing where it was stuff like that where they had to find out who's the serial killer one. It's kind of like a murder mystery kind of a thing, I guess you can say. So this movie trying to just tell the story of this gruesome rampage, pretty much. And then once finally got outside, it was raining. Well, oh great, seriously?
Thank y'all. Come again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. And there's this thing, and it's just lit. That's kind of cool, actually. But it didn't exactly help that I didn't have no rain jacket whatsoever, like at all. Ugh, just that's just great. Just yeah. But anyway, the thing is that the director of this film, he took forever to actually make this movie. This was actually brought up before, at least vaguely brought up before, when he was doing this, I guess, Q&A at this one place where for, yeah, people calling him sexist. Oh, you can't do this to women. You can't do that to women and whatnot. You shouldn't be doing that. Women should be not be killed off. I mean, why should that gender matter anyway? I don't know. But during this conversation, this was vaguely brought up actually. So yeah, this was actually an idea that he actually had in mind quite some time ago, really. So there's that.
Response to the guys in Penguin. But I'm glad did you? I'm glad you enjoyed the film.
Yeah,
Because you're still.
I thought a lot of the criticism was unwarranted.
Yeah, it's but you know what? When you put yourself out like there with a film like that, people were like, "Oh, he's misogynist if he kills someone," and "Oh, he's homophobic," and it's like I'm just making. I mean, I think a horror movie provokes and it provokes discussion, and I don't want a horror film that's going to play it safe. I mean, if there's one thing, I mean, it is a risk leaving your main characters for 10 minutes to focus on the two torturers. I mean, that's a big risk. And the studio, when they read the script, they go, "You can't fucking do this to girls." And I was like, they're like, "You can't." They're like this, and that's the response I had on Cabin Fever. That's the response I had on Hostel. That's even the response on Thanksgiving, which Robert and Quentin loved. But people read it and they're like, "What? You fucking have a girl landing on a trampoline in a split with a boy?" I'm like, "Yeah, a guy fucking a turkey. Like what?"
All right, to kind of speed things up a little bit here is that he goes into talking about how people just find a lot of stuff offensive, which is true, unfortunately, even back then, and this still continues to this very day because of the fact, yeah, people finds everything offensive, really, like how the fact that the whole commotion with the live action Barbie movie, yeah, there was a whole ruckus about that. I mean, yes, to be somewhat fair, it even goes back to the animated movies because a lot of people made a big deal of that for some bizarre reason. And then the Star Wars sequel trilogy became some of the most hated films ever. Same thing with the two Frozen movies. A lot of people did not seem to enjoy those films at all, which seems odd. But then a lot of people just start complaining about how Shing is always too political, which is odd because Godzilla films were always political to begin with. Anyway, so yeah, this kind of thing doesn't seem that much of a stretch, really. Oh, this, all that, but this, but that, and whatnot. But anyway, the whole Thanksgiving thing does get brought up again over here, folks. Again, real briefly, yes. But still, it just seems like it was quite obvious that this is a project that he had in mind for quite some time. So here's another bit here.
Yes.
Is there any chance there's going to be a full out Thanksgiving?
A full feature-length Thanksgiving. Well, a feature-length Thanksgiving would probably be 45 minutes. I actually talked to Edgar Wright. I'd love it. No, I'd love to do it. I've been writing it with my friend Jeff, who played the Pilgrim in Thanksgiving. It was so much fun doing that. And that's the trailer for Grindhouse Thanksgiving. And Edgar Wright said if he does Don't, if I do Thanksgiving, he'll do Don't. And so we were saying that we should do him as like, in the way they had Dogma 95, make it like Dog Shit 2005, where you have really strict rules like you have to shoot it in 7 days, only for $1 million. Really do it almost like as a straight-to-DVD movie just for fun. And one take, no rehearsals allowed, and everyone in high school has to be at least 25 and older. No one under. I'm playing a fucking high school student in that one. Just put me in one of the fucking Letterman sweater. Man, math is grody. Like, it's got to be that. That's what I want to do. So it's kind of one of those side projects that I'll do between movies.
So I'm just getting the vibe here that this was stuck in deliberate limbo for quite some time because it took him like forever to actually make this movie. But yeah, it just seems rather bizarre that that had occurred in that way. Whatever the case may be, I thought this was actually a pretty solid movie as a whole. Yeah, we have the citizens in this town that have been terrorized by this place. And yeah, let's just say that when Thanksgiving rolls around the year, following the deadly shopping killing spree, let's just say that the store's owner is pretty much wants to do something about this despite what had occurred. And yeah, the store's owner wants to make a festive thing, I guess you can say. The residents, of course, are still terrified. They still have a mixed feelings about, like, do you really want to keep your shop open despite the fact what had occurred a year previously? You still want to do this? Do you really want to go on with it? And so people have mixed feelings about this, obviously, because like a year prior, people died. And it was because people were just being impatient. Because what happened a year prior, people were just being really, really impatient, and had somebody died. Okay, a few people died during that shopping spree, like a Black Friday gone crazy. And now there's this slasher killer guy that's on the loose, wanting revenge or what have you. So yeah, there's somebody out there that's really pissed off. So yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of like someone's out for revenge, kind of a thing. So yeah, we see Jessica and her friends. They try to do their thing, pretty much trying to discover what's going on as well. They're trying to do their own detective work, I guess. But like I was saying, that's the general consensus here. I'm just going to leave it at that, folks. There are other things I want to talk about, quite a few other things, but I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to go too much into it, really. But I thought this was definitely well made. I thought this was one of the better slasher films I've reviewed over the years. And I know in a lot of my previous videos, when it comes to discussion of slashing films, I've been giving this genre a lot of shit, and I clearly have, which I'm aware of. I'm aware of the fact that I've been extremely hard on the slasher movies. Yeah, I'm self-aware, despite the fact I actually like this type of movies. I actually enjoy these types of slasher movies, these types of horror films specifically. You see like an axe murderer with a mask and a themed costume or whatever, going around just terrorizing people, just murdering people one by one. I like these type of films. I really do. So I know that seems like a contradiction because I've been really harsh on these type of movies, but that's only because I wanted to get better. I want these type of movies to get really good. But thankfully, this was definitely one of the better movies that was released over the years. The editing was pretty good. I like the editing. It was really nicely done here, folks. Yeah, Megan, along with the other movie I've reviewed on this channel, the the Black Phone, were probably the last two solid slasher movies I've reviewed. So yeah, too few and two in between actually. So when it comes to the modern day slasher movie kind of a thing, yes, bottom line here is that it's just too few and two in between of those that are actually genuinely good. And that's kind of sad when you think about it because there's still a lot of potential in this genre. Yes, even after all these years, when you actually do think about it. The acting was actually quite good as well. Yes, what do you know? Horror movies can have decent acting. What do you know? So it's actually better than decent. The acting was actually quite good here, I would say. So, in other words, I can say that there was actually some actual effort throughout the entire movie in regards of the acting. The editing was pretty good and whatnot, so that's definitely as well done as well. It was actually professionally done. What do you know? Anyway, I guess that'll be it for now, folks. I'll give this an overall rating of a 7.1 out of 10. It's a 7.1 out of 10 for me. So, of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see you. Oh yeah, Dragon Age and Chris Hidden. Speaking of stuff that people got triggered over nothing. Yeah, the people in India wanted this to be pretty much banned because of the LGBT stuff. Oh yeah. Anyway, later, folks. See you.